Tesla's range display is a lie, not sometimes, structurally. I have watched owners pay $12,000 for a battery that was perfectly healthy because a screen scared them into it. Service centers know this. They are not telling you. Here are the 10 things that are actually happening to your range and how to get every single mile back for free. Number 10. Phantom drift versus real degradation. Know the difference or pay the difference. Tesla does not measure battery capacity directly. It estimates it by sampling cell voltage in a narrow window. If you always charge between 40 and 80%, the system has almost no data outside that range. Over months, the estimate drifts. You lose 20 to 40 displayed miles while your battery chemistry is perfectly healthy. Real degradation runs 1 to 2% per year. Phantom drift can happen in weeks. A sudden drop is almost always drift. A slow decline over years is chemistry. Two completely different problems, two completely different solutions. Service centers treat them both the same way because repairs make money and explaining things does not. Number 9. Stop watching miles. That number is a marketing trick. Tesla's mile estimate uses an EPA conversion factor that almost never matches your driving style. If you run highways at 80 mph in winter, your real range can be 30% lower than the display. That gap creates anxiety. Anxiety leads to charging to 100%. Charging to 100% accelerates real degradation. That is how a lying screen destroys a battery that was not broken. Switch your display to percentage. 75% is 75%. No conversion, no drama, no service advisor profiting from your panic. Do it right now. It takes 10 seconds. You probably think you already know what is causing your range loss. You almost certainly do not, because the fix for what I'm about to show you takes one evening and costs nothing. And Tesla has never once mentioned it in any owner communication. Number 8. The recalibration most people do halfway, and why that fixes nothing. Most people charge to 100% and call it done. That is half the process. A proper battery management system recalibration needs clean voltage data at both ends of the range. Drive the battery down to single digits under 10%. Park it unplugged for at least 1 hour with Sentry mode off and the app closed. No exceptions. Then charge to 100% on level 2, not a supercharger, and leave it plugged in for 2 extra hours after it shows full. Those 2 extra hours are when passive cell balancing runs. Cells that have drifted apart in charge level get equalized. One Model Y owner who lost 47 displayed miles got 31 of them back after one proper cycle. One evening, $0. Tesla never told him any of this. Number 7. Check your overnight drain before you blame the battery. With Sentry mode running, your Tesla burns 7 kilowatt hours a day. That is 35 extra full charge cycles per year while it sits in your garage. One owner was losing 4% overnight and was convinced his battery was failing. We turned off Sentry at home, disabled cabin overheat protection, and killed Summon Standby. That last one is on by default, and most owners have no idea. He dropped to under 1% overnight. The battery was never the problem. Check your energy app. More than 2% loss overnight while parked with nothing active means a drain problem, not a battery problem, not $12,000. A setting. This is where most videos stop. But the next 3 tips are the reason Tesla service centers make millions every year off owners who know exactly what you just learned and still end up paying. Stay with me. Number 6. Software updates steal range silently. Tesla never announces it. Tesla regularly adjusts the range calculation algorithm in software updates. Sometimes they make it more accurate for real-world driving. This can cause your displayed range to drop 5 to 15 miles overnight after an update with zero change in your actual battery chemistry. It looks like your battery got worse. It did not. Tesla just made the estimate more honest. This almost never appears in patch notes. If your range drops significantly the night of a software update, go check the Tesla forums for that version number. There will be dozens of posts from owners seeing the exact same change. Wait a week. Sometimes Tesla revises the algorithm again. No panic, no service center, no bill. Number 5. Cold weather range is not degradation. Service centers are hoping you do not know that. Lithium-ion batteries lose 20 to 40% of usable capacity below freezing. This is chemistry, not damage. The range comes back when the battery warms up. But owners who do not know this drive straight to a service center. Use scheduled departure so the car warms itself on wall power before you leave. Enable preconditioning for every supercharger trip. A cold battery charges 2 to 3 times slower, and the extra current during cold fast charging causes lithium plating. That is the one type of damage that is actually permanent and cannot be repaired. Use seat heaters instead of the cabin heater whenever possible. They use 70% less energy for the same comfort. I want to show you something right now, because what I am about to explain in number 3 is the single change that separates owners who hit 200,000 miles from owners who are writing checks at 80,000. It has nothing to do with how you drive. Number 4. Track real degradation with the right tools, not Tesla's screen. Tesla's built-in display is useless for monitoring actual battery health. It is built for marketing, not for monitoring. TeslaFi is free, open source, runs on a Raspberry Pi, and gives you precise health dashboards for trends, charging curves, and vampire drain patterns. No added drain because it lets the car sleep immediately after logging. Tessie runs about $5 a month for a cleaner interface. Scan My EV with an OBD2 adapter pulls individual cell group voltages directly to your phone. That is the same data Tesla charges you $175 an hour to access in a diagnostic appointment. Healthy packs show cell spread under 20 millivolts. Above 30 to 50 millivolts means you need repeated full charge cycles to rebalance. Run this check before you ever pay for a battery diagnostic. It is almost always unnecessary. Number 3. Set your charge limit to 70%, not 80. The chemistry is not ambiguous. Jeff Dawn, the battery researcher Tesla funds at Dalhousie University, says 80% is not conservative enough. At 70%, your cells sit at about 3.92 volts. At 80%, that jumps to 4 volts. Each tenth of a volt increase roughly doubles the rate of calendar aging. Calendar aging, the degradation that happens just from sitting at a high state of charge, is responsible for 90% of all battery wear. Driving causes about 10%. You give up maybe 20 miles of daily range. You cut your dominant source of battery wear in half. Tesla does not promote this because a smaller range number is a harder sell in a showroom. You pay that marketing decision later with a shorter battery life. Number 2. Use scheduled departure, but set it up correctly or it does nothing. If you plug in at 7 p.m. and the car finishes charging by 9 p.m., your battery sits at that elevated level for 10 hours until morning, calendar aging the entire night. Scheduled departure fixes this by timing the charge to finish 15 minutes before you leave, but almost everyone sets it up wrong. You have to enable the off-peak charging toggle in settings. Without it, the car ignores the schedule completely and charges immediately when you plug in. Also, do not confuse scheduled departure with scheduled charging. They sound almost identical. They do completely different things. Scheduled charging only sets a start time. Scheduled departure manages the entire charge profile to hit a completion time. Winter bonus, your battery arrives warm from charging, you get full regenerative braking on your first mile, and you skip the cold preconditioning energy cost entirely. Number 1. Build a 2-minute monthly routine. This is the only thing that separates owners. The owners who hit 200,000 miles with a healthy battery are not doing anything complicated. They are doing simple things consistently. Log your displayed range at your normal charge level every month. Track it month to month, not day to day. Daily swings mean nothing. Monthly trends reveal real patterns. Check watt hours per mile under similar driving conditions. Review overnight drain. If it suddenly spikes, a setting flipped back on after a software update. Quarterly, run the low charge sit plus full charge cycle for cell balancing. Annually, run the built-in battery health test for an official state of health percentage you can compare year over year. 2 minutes. 12 times a year. That is the entire difference between a battery that makes 200,000 miles and one that does not. That owner who was ready to spend $12,000 on a battery he did not need, he sends me a screenshot of his degradation tracking every 6 months now. 187,000 miles, 91% health. That $12,000 is still in his pocket. The difference was everything you just learned. Next week, I am showing you the 8 problems I found on 50 used Teslas last month. 3 owners had a coolant leak they did not know about. One of them was 2 weeks away from a $20,000 repair bill. All of it preventable. Subscribe now. That video will cost you more than anything you learned today if you miss it.